Woman in the Military, documentary by Sienna Guerrero, in Miss Matat's class, 6th grade. There are many conflicts in the world that almost always resolve in compromise. Most of the conflicts revolve around gender. Why can't men do stuff that women are doing? Why can't women do stuff that men are doing? Today we are going to be talking about conflict and compromises like no other. Why weren't all job positions open to women, and who did something to stop that rule? We will also be talking about influential women that were in the military, what specific jobs women had in specific wars, and who was the man that lifted the rule that women could not be open to all job positions in the military. This is a timeline. The timeline explains what may have happened in the past 100 to 200 years regarding women in the military. It also describes how women back then had to be disguised as men to be able to join the military, and how now, because of events, women are now allowed to be in the military. Deborah Sampson Gannett, also known as Deborah Sampson, was known for being a woman that disguised herself as a man for 17 months. During the Revolutionary War, Deborah Sampson disguised herself as a man, her name being Robert Sherlock. After becoming ill in 1783, she was took to a nurse that soon found out her gender. And that was it for Deborah Sampson in the military. But Deborah Sampson was not the only one who did this. She was just a leader to other women that did this as well. Other women disguised themselves as men during many wars just to be in the military. For example, during the Civil War from 1861 to 1865, women served in many roles, and one of those types of roles was being disguised as a man just to be in the military. But women were not only willing to disguise themselves as men to be in the military. Some other women played very influential roles in history, not being disguised as men, such as Rosie the Riveter. This is Rosie the Riveter. You might question, what does she have to do with the military? But actually, Rosie the Riveter has many things to do with the military. She was one of the many women who worked in shipyards and other places to create stuff like weapons for the military, replacing most male workers in the military. Rosie did this in World War II. After World War I and World War II. Many other women also participated in the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War started in 1955 and ended in 1975. 90% of women in the Vietnam War were nurses, while the other 10% had scattered jobs, such as clerks or U.S. Air Force pilots. As U.S. Air Force pilots, the women would fly wounded men into safety. The Iraq War, also known as Operation Enduring Freedom, is another war many women participated in. The Iraq War started in 2003 and ended in 2011. Many women had jobs in this war, such as jet tankers, ship pilots, Air Force pilots, mid-air fighters, and refuel bombers. Now, let's talk about the man who helped this conflict have a compromise. On December the 3rd, in 2015, the Pentagon held a meeting that Defense Secretary Ash Carter went to. Ash Carter announced a very important decision that said that all jobs will be open to all women in the military. Many did not fight alongside his decision, and many disliked it. Although Now this conflict is compromised, and half the population of women are happy. Thanks to this conflict and compromise, hundreds of thousands of millions of women are now fighting alongside us in the military today. I believe that this conflict and compromise had a huge impact on history, not only because without this solution and its problem, we wouldn't have half the population on our side, but now, with half the population on our side, we have a stronger, tougher, and better military.